Hey friends, it is Tracy. It is my side hustle stuffing day. So once a month, I stuff what I earned from Etsy and YouTube for Golden Girl budgets. And this month is a little bit different because I have closed my shop for physical items in Etsy. And so the income that I have is only what I sold before January 3rd. So only a few months or a few days into the month, and then what I sold from digital products. So it's been nice not having to worry about physical items and getting them out the door and all that stuff, but it's just so drastically different on the numbers. So I'm excited to show you what it looks like if you run a shop and you don't have physical items. And I will add that I am not a heavy digital. So there's some shops that have so many digital offerings and their numbers are probably very different than mine, but I am much smaller when it comes to digital stuff. Okay, let's jump in. This is my cute little book. I love this thing. It just brings a smile to my face every time I see it. Okay, so January 21st, that is when we get paid for YouTube for the month prior, as long as you meet the $100 threshold. So for me, I have been able to meet it every single month, at least for the last handful of months. And I am just so grateful for you guys because it is you watching my ads that gives me money through YouTube. And then the other way that I can earn money is through memberships. And I am just so blessed to have the members that I do. And it's an amazing group of women. I don't think I have any men in there, which is why I say women. And I do some exclusive videos through my membership, depending on what level you're at. And then I also send out free savings challenges once a month, depending on what level you're at. So there are different levels, different perks, no pressure at all. No one ever has to sign up to be a member to anyone's channel. We do put videos out and that is plenty. It's just if you want a little bit extra sneak peek behind the scenes, or if you just want to support somebody, or if you're already buying their savings challenges and they offer free ones, it kind of goes towards the price of the membership and it doesn't cost you too much. I will say, of course, YouTube, just like Etsy, they like to take their portion of it. So they take 30%. They're just as greedy as Etsy. But in the end, it still is an amazing perk for me. And then it allows me to interact with you guys on a different kind of more personal level. So, all right, let's jump in. January 21st, YouTube, I made $580.48. I think this is my biggest month yet. And it's just super exciting. I did have a lot of videos. So I had my giveaway video in December, and that typically brings more viewers and then people watch more ads. So that did factor into it. And then I had some year-end videos. I do think in December, there are more people that kind of go towards the budgeting community because they've overspent on the holidays. It's a new year. They're trying to get their finances in order. So there always just seems to be a boost in December, and I will take it. I will take it. January, I can already tell is tracking a little bit lower, and it kind of resonates with how the flow of YouTube goes. So $580. Of that, 50% I could put towards a CD ladder. This is the amount that I pay to myself. So they always say put yourself first if you have a small business or a side hustle, etc. And I think oftentimes people don't want to take money for themselves. I don't know why. You work your butts off. And you deserve to have some money given back to you. What you do with that money can vary drastically, and each of us are going to do different things with it. For me, I put mine towards a CD ladder. It is money that is going to bring me security and peace of mind and calmness to my life. And I have no problem doing all the work, knowing that the money is going towards future savings. I'll talk a little bit more into CD ladders later. But that is why I take 50%, pay myself first, and then what method do I use to use that for? I do CD ladders. Memberships. So people are a member of mine. I am a member of other channels. I do give myself a budget of $60. If I decide I want to be a member of another channel, I have to reduce the package in which I'm enrolled with somebody else. So I'm trying to keep myself within a budget so I don't go crazy because it's so easy just to be click, 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 click and sign up for all the memberships. But you do have to be aware of what your budget is too. And I do think if you give yourself a maximum, it does allow you to evaluate which ones resonate the most with you. And not to say don't support other people. You could choose not to support me and choose to support somebody else based on your budget. It doesn't matter. I want you to do what's best for you. So $60, that is my cap. And so, yeah, I make sure that I deduct that out of the amount because that has to go back onto my credit card because it's automatically taken out. Next is supplies. So what I do is I do my 580. I forget what this change is. I just don't even factor it in. I divide it by 2. That's my 50%. I reduce that $60 because that's a fee that every single month is the exact same amount. And then the remaining money is split into 4 for these next ones. So those 4 categories are supplies, taxes, giving, and UFTA. So supplies is just putting money back into it. This could be paying for postage. It could be paying for envelopes. For my members that get the free savings challenges, if you're at the Cheers level, I will use that for stamps and envelopes and stickers, and it just goes all towards that. I do combine it with Etsy to be able to fund that, but that's paying it back for that. Taxes, $58. So this one isn't a huge amount. I'm currently doing about 10%-ish into taxes from YouTube. I do think I will raise it next year, which I say that now it's next year, isn't it? Well, I'm not doing it this month because this is for December. So next month when I do January, I think I'm going to increase that because we haven't had tax time yet. When we worked with our tax person, they said that based on how we have our everything set up, I shouldn't have to owe in money, but I've been saving money just in case. So I'm actually kind of curious to see how things shake up at tax time, and maybe I'll adjust it based on what our new tax person says. I still need to find a new tax person, which is so annoying. The matriarch passed away. They decided to close up the tax center, and none of them are pursuing taxes except for our person, but she went to corporate. So she is not doing them privately anymore. And it just means that we have to find a new person and you just get used to your person and they know all your things. And I need to look up a new one. Okay. So $58. Giving, that's $57. So that is me giving in any way that I want. It can be monetary. It can be, I could buy something and gift it. That kind of stuff goes to giving. So $57. UFTA, this is just a buffer in case I overspend. So that's $58. And you can tell these are off because if I divided by 4, it was $57.50. And so I just picked which categories got the extra dollar and rounded up. Next is Etsy Pay. Whew, this one's the different one. All right, so for February, my Etsy Pay is $366.89. It is drastically different. What did I make? All right, so in comparison, last month I made $1,705.97. So very big difference. $1,700 down to $366. But that's okay. I am not worried about it. Like I said, I needed to, for my sanity, do it. And it kind of gives you a glimpse of what the difference between physical items versus digital items does for an Etsy shop. All right, so of that $366, 25% is going to a CD ladder. Again, this is money that I pay myself back for the time and effort. And this actually, like, for how much work you put into it, you should pay yourself way more, but based on your budget, that's what I'm choosing to do. So 25% is going to a CD ladder. So that's another $90 that I get to add to that. Supplies, 40%, $146. Now, I will say I am buying more supplies than I have enough money to pay for right now, because when I get back, I have new items launching. I have my twice a year mass mailing that I send out. And so if you are not already signed up on my Postable link below for my mailing list, I am prepping everything and getting it ready to go. I think at the end of February, maybe dipping into early March, depending on how long it takes me to do it. But twice a year I send out stuff to everyone that is on that mailing list, and it's free for you guys. I fund it. And this $146 is not going to be enough to pay for all that. But hopefully when I launch my Etsy shop again at the end of February, my sales will start to pick up again and it'll all balance out. All right, so 15% goes to taxes, so that's $55. 10% goes to giving, that's $38. And 10% goes to UFTA, and that's $37. So when I look into Etsy, I pull mine once a month. Some people do weekly, some people do daily. For me, once a month works out great for the volume that I do. I'm not a high volume shop, and so I don't need to pull it out weekly, and I definitely don't need to pull it out daily. All right, so for January, my gross sales were $494.65. The fees that Etsy takes just by using their platform was $82.25. And then shipping, because I always offer free shipping, was $45.51. And then also something to note is that shipping, so postage pricing went up at the end of January. So that's just going to be even more into profits. Some people are raising their prices to adjust for that, and I completely understand why. At this moment, I haven't, but I might get to the point where I have to raise it a quarter to $5.25 a savings challenge. I'm not quite sure yet. I love offering affordable savings challenges to people, and that's why I've always kept it $5 with free shipping, and then offer different promos throughout the year. But it's just getting tighter and tighter, so I might have to, but I don't want to. I don't want to. I just feel I want to be an affordable option. So what that means is my net profit is $366.89 once you take out fees and shipping. Now, if you are an Etsy shop owner, or any owner really, you know that net profit is not the actual profit that you get, because there's all the costs of your stickers and your papers and your envelopes and your anything that you mail out to somebody is money taken off of this. So this isn't the true amount that you actually earn, which is why I build supplies into this, and I don't get to keep the whole $366. That's why I keep the 25%, $90. To me, that's my profit. All right. So January totals for 2024 were $947.37. That is combining YouTube and Etsy together. The CD ladder combined is $380. I am so impressed that I get to put that much in there, even though my Etsy shop has been much quieter. And it's just thanks to you guys just watching and interacting with me on YouTube. If you leave a comment, that helps the algorithm. If you watch the ads, bless you, because they're not always fun to watch. If you share a video or like it, any interaction of any sort is helpful to us creators, whether you're a member or not. So members are just bonus money for us, but you don't have to be a member to support us. I just want you guys to know that you don't have to be a member to feel like you're supporting somebody. You can be supporting in any which way. And there's many, many, many people that are silent supporters. So they watch videos, but they don't comment, but they'll leave a like, or they don't do either, but they still are supporting, and they'll every now and then leave a comment. So just keep doing what works best for you, but know that we are so grateful and thankful for it. And it's reflected in these numbers, which is why I share these numbers with you guys. All right, supplies, $203. This is definitely not enough to cover everything that I'm putting into my shop for March, like end of February, March, but hopefully we can make up for that later. Taxes, $113. giving, $95, UFTA, $95, memberships, $60. So what I'm going to stuff today is my CD ladder, which is $380, and my taxes, which is $113. And then the rest of it is going to go on my credit card, $453, because I have already overspent some of this money in prep for when I'm opening my physical stuff back up in my shop. And that big mass mailing. I am sending over 300 envelopes, letters, cards, whatever you want to say it, to people that are part of my mailing list. So 300 times the postage, times the envelopes, it all adds up. And I don't mind doing that because I am just so grateful for everyone that participates, and I want to provide free stuff as a way to say thank you. So we're gonna pay off what we can, $453, and then hopefully we'll get the balance next month. All right, let's stuff our money. All right, so I have this binder. This is from, she goes by Crafted by Free on Etsy, and she's Budget by Free on YouTube. And she made this just for me. I asked for blue, sparkly resin stars, and she did it, and I just love it. All right, and then, so the first one is gonna be my CD ladder. That one is getting $380. So 100, 200, 350, 70, $80. And again, this is just prop money to signify what is total saved in my CD ladder. I do break it out by month. However, I want to know collectively how much is in there. So let's add that money. Because I open up a CD right away, I don't keep physical money in here because I directly deposit that. So why would I keep real money when it's not real money in my hand? So, all right, here we go. We have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 500, 700, 800, 900, 4,000. Let's swap this for a $1,000 placeholder. So now we have 4,000, 150, 70, 90, 205. 4,205. Let's grab this old 200 taco one. We'll take this 200 out and we'll add the 5. So now it's $4,205 in my CD ladder, which is so cool, so cool. And that's over 10 months. And this is what I mean by like making sure to pay yourself first in whatever way that works for you. This is how I pay myself first. That's how much I made in 10 months just off of the work from me. That's cool. P.O. box, we are not stuffing today. I feel like there's enough money in there. Taxes was the other one. So let's add the $113, 110, 12, $13 into our total here. So we have 1,000, 200, 300, 400, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 284, 85. So $1,485. Awesome. Let's trade out these two 100s and put in a 200. So 1,024, and then here's our 85. And I'm hoping, really hoping I don't need this money for taxes. If I don't need it, then I will be able to shuffle it back to all these categories that I spoke of. So maybe we'll be able to fill each of these categories. I don't have to keep borrowing just to pay my credit card off. That is the goal. All right, that part is done. So last but not least, we are updating my CD ladder tracker. So I added in February, I deposited $380 into a CD, and obviously I earned this in January, but I open up my CDs typically around the 5th of each month, just to have some consistency. I don't do it on the 1st because I don't get my Etsy pay until usually between the 3rd and the 4th. So because of that, I wait till about the 5th of the month to open it. Some people do it on the 1st of every month. We each kind of do what works best for us, right? So I added onto here, and I have 2 more months left before I close out the year, which is so cool. So cool to see what we've done so far. And then I can't wait till May when I get to add more money to it. So how a CD works, and the reason why I chose to go this route, is I was watching Debt-Free Jessie, and I don't think she's posted a video in a while, and I miss her. She's a Minnesota girl, and she introduced this to me, and I absolutely love it. But essentially, you open up a CD, and you'll have 12 CDs. So you're opening up 1 per month, and you put in whatever amount that you can. For me, I have been doing it as a portion of my side hustle money, so from YouTube and Etsy. Others budget it within whatever they can. It could be $10. Some do $100 a month, etc. It varies based on what you want to do. So at the beginning of May, I opened up a CD, my very first one, and I put $140 in there. In June, I opened up a second CD and put $290. In July, I opened up a third one, $200, etc. So now I have my 10th CD open for $380. The total so far is $4,205 between these 10 CDs, with 2 more to go. The reason why I love this method is that my goal is to eventually have $5,000 in every single month available to me, just in case something were to happen. Now, this is an extremely long-term plan. I am fully aware of that. I am 39, almost 40 years old. I feel like I have time to work towards it. And it just, it will bring me so much peace if I hit that goal. So what I'm doing right now, though, because $5,000 is a very lofty goal, I have my first goals at $1,000. So if I can get $1,000 into each of these savings CD ladders for the month, I will have $12,000 saved, with $1,000 available to me every single month. So if something were to happen, I could go to, say it's May, something happened in June, and we don't have income. There's income loss, and many of us have gone through it, myself included, and it's hard. It is so hard to just not have money. Like, you depend on it, right? You have bills and everything, and it is so hard. So in June, if something were to happen in May, I can go to my CD and be like, oh, I have $290 available. I can pull that money out. There's a 10-day window when your CD is up in 12 months, because I do a 12-month one. And they'll say, do you want to pull this money out, or do you want to add money and do another 12 months? If I need that money, I can pull it out, and that's $290 I didn't have that can now help me. And then same with July. Still struggling, don't have money. Guess what? I have money I can pull. That's if I absolutely need it. Now, I'm hoping I don't actually need this money in the next several years. And in that case, I can choose to add money. So say next June, that 10-day window, I'm like, nope, I don't need to take money out. Things are going okay. I would like to add more money. And what if I got that same check that I got today? So $380, and I got to add that to the $290. So $290 plus $380. I now have $670 available to me that I could use next June if something happens in this next year. $670 is a huge impact on what I could pay if loss of income were to happen. So, and I just want to keep working on these every single month. You know, what if I had, then in July, I was able to add 400, and I have 670, and I have $600. Like, each of these is going to add up over time, and it's going to also help me if something were to happen. So my goal is to initially have $1,000 in each one of these, and then once I hit the 1,000, I'm going to start working towards 2,000, and eventually, hopefully, get to 5,000 in every single month. Do you know how cool and amazing that would be? Even just to have $1,000 every single month available if something were to happen, or 2,000 if I get to the next goal, or 3,000. And if I got to my dream goal of 5,000, I would have a whole year's worth of my living expenses covered, that I don't have to worry. I don't have to stress. I don't, if I use the money, obviously I will work to pay it back and like build it up again. But if I don't, it's just going to sit there and be ready for me and grow interest. And it's just, I am very passionate about it because I see the benefit of it, and I see how much peace and calmness it has brought to my life, just knowing that this money is there. And worst case scenario, I could take out every one of these and use it if I needed to. You pay a penalty, so you lose the last 3 months of interest earned. So there would be a small penalty, but it's not like you can't take the money back if you absolutely have to. Now that would be a last resort for me, because this is a long-term plan. This does not supplement a standard emergency fund. You do need to have money on hand for an emergency if something were to happen. So depending on who inspires you, if it's that $1,000, if it's $5,000, $10,000, whatever you've decided for your emergency fund, you still need to have that. This is just an addition to. Does that make sense? I hope so. Anyways, I don't know. So many of you have told me that it is starting to click for you. You see the benefit of it and you've started them. And it just brings me so much joy, because honestly, it has brought joy to my life. Like, I just see the benefit of it. I am not a financial advisor. This may not be the best plan for you. There are so many ways to save and so many different routes you can go. And honestly, take the time and research and decide what works for you and your family and your finances. Not a single one of us budgeters can tell you what is best for you, nor should we, honestly, but we can present stuff that we're motivated by, and just for you to get the information to look into. All right, so I filled out this CD ladder grid, and I got this from Debt Free Jessie, because again, she was the OG that introduced it to me. And each of these CDs is worth $40, because that's how much it was to hit $1,000. So I colored in 9.5, because $380 times, at 40 a piece was 9.5 of them. And then on the back side, you can see I did a deposit of $380. So then hopefully next year in February, I can do plus, the current is $380, and I'm going to add, and then a new balance. That is the goal. And I have one of these for every single month. So obviously I haven't done March yet, and I haven't done April yet. But May, when I first started this, I was so proud to put 140 bucks in. My goal was to hit 100, and I got to do 140. And then June, I got to do 290. And it's just kind of fun to see how these months have grown. Some months are stronger than other months, and it does vary, but it varies because I do it based off of how much I am comfortable putting in. I would never put more in than I'm comfortable doing just to try to hit a goal. You have to do what works for your finances. But anyways, that is my side hustle stuffing video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you on Friday for my savings challenges. Okay, bye friends.